What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're tackling a topic that might surprise you: cheating while on holiday. Did you know that around 13% of women have outright admitted to cheating on their partner while away on trips or quote unquote girl trips? And that is according to global travel surveys. So let's dive into the reasons behind this and what it means for relationships. So in this discussion, we'll explore the ongoing debate that has sparked conversations between men and women. Should a man feel comfortable with his girlfriend or wife going on girls trips? You see, this question has led to heated discussions among men when differing opinions on whether it's okay for their partners to travel to places like Egypt, Italy for sightseeing and historical events, or if it's more about the wild party scene that can come with trips like girls gone wild type of holidays, spring breaks type of holidays, party holidays to be exact, right? Now, the real question is whether men are secure enough in themselves to let their partners enjoy their trips, or if they feel the need to set boundaries within their relationships. Should men be okay with their girlfriends going on girl trips, or is it reasonable for them to take a stand and say, this isn't for me? And if a woman enjoys traveling with her friends, is it fair for a man to walk away from that relationship if he can't accept that? So let's delve into the important topics and what it says about trust, relationships, and dynamics of modern dating. Chapter: Cheating on holiday, the surprising statistics. So let's talk about this, which is quite interesting. But some might not see this as favorable to some. But, however, it's something that needs to be discussed nonetheless, right? And something that's a bit surprising: cheating while on holiday. Did you know that about 13% of women around the world have admitted to cheating on their partners while traveling? This comes as a global travel survey. And interestingly, men cheat at a nearly double rate, sitting at about 22%. Still, that 13% among women is significant and worth discussing. In the UK alone, nearly 20% of people have admitted to cheating while abroad. More specifically, 13% of people say they cheated while on vacation with their partner. It's also important to mention that festival holiday seasons like Christmas is another risky time for infidelity. Some reports suggest that around 13% of married women have had affairs at some point in their lives. Overall, while women are generally less likely to cheat than men, 13% compared to 22%, the fact that some do cheat while on holiday shows that this behavior is still a notable concern. This highlights holidays as a potential high risk time for female infidelity, indicating that when people are away from their daily routines, these chances for temptation can increase. So while it's clear that more men cheat, we shouldn't overlook the fact that holidays can lead to surprising behaviors for some women too. It is a significant topic to think about as we discuss trust and relationships, right? Chapter: The research behind women's infidelity on holidays. So let's dig into this topic of women's infidelity while on holiday, especially when it comes to those fun girl trips. Several companies and organizations have done research that shines a light on this pattern. First up, we have IllicitEncounters.com, a well-known dating site for married people looking for affairs. Their surveys show a significant number of women admit to cheating while on holidays, often during trips with friends. They provide insights on where these affairs often happen and their behaviors we see among married women traveling together. Next, there's eDreams, an online travel company that conducted a global poll with about 9,000 respondents. Their findings revealed that 13% of women confessed to cheating on their partners while on vacations. They also discovered interesting differences in how people use dating apps while traveling. For example, 60% of Spanish travelers are likely to use dating apps when on holiday. The researchers also explored who people are loyal to and who they fantasize about having passionate vacations with, offering a deeper understanding of attitudes towards infidelity while traveling. Private investigation firms like Atlantis Investigations also analyze data on cheating during travel, whether it's for business or leisure. They provided statistics about how travel can influence cheating behavior, particularly among women on holiday trips. Moreover, travel psychologists and relationship experts often share their insights in magazines like Condé Nast Traveler and Forbes. They discuss how travel impacts the likelihood of infidelity, focusing on both psychological and social factor during vacations. It also is common for online survey and media outlets to partner with dating sites during holiday seasons to track infidelity trends, including those relating to women on group trips. So there's a lot of research out there showing that holidays, particularly with close friends, can be a time when infidelity happens more often. It's essential to remember or to understand these patterns to navigate relationships and trust effectively, especially during those tempting holiday adventures. Chapter: Holiday infidelity patterns among women. So let's talk about holiday infidelity and which age groups of women report it more often. Interestingly, research shows that middle-aged and older women, particularly those in their 40s and 50s, are more likely to cheat during the holiday compared to younger women aged 18 to 34. And I know, I get it. You might think that younger women would cheat more, especially since they often go to parties, drinks, and have fun. Like they, during all these party holidays and festivals, right? But studies show a different story. In fact, younger women report lower rates of infidelity during holidays, around 11%, while middle-aged women show significantly higher rates. But personally, I think that younger women are just not reporting this. That's just my opinion. However, researchers say that why this might be is that, well, women in their 40s and 50s often have more confidence, financial independence, and fewer social constructs. These factors can lead to a greater willingness to stray during holiday trips. It's worth noting that while younger women might attend more party-oriented holidays, their lower infidelity rates are often linked to different pressures. Many middle-aged women might face stress related to family dynamics, unsatisfied relationships, or life transition during holiday times, which can lead to infidelity. Even during festival seasons like Christmas, cheating can spike, not just for partying, but due to stress, unsatisfied emotional feelings. So while parties and temptations do play a role, a lot of what influences infidelity comes down to emotional fulfillment and the state of someone's relationship, not just the age or social activities. So when we look at infidelity, research tells us that middle-aged women report higher rates than younger ones. This reflects a complex social and emotional factor that go beyond just partying and highlighting how different life stages influence relationships, behaviors. So, and let's not forget, social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and dating apps enable discreet communications through private messages, video chats, and hidden interactions that make emotional and physical affairs easier to initiate and maintain without immediate detection. In my opinion, really and truly, when it comes to girls' trips and girls going on holidays or your partner going on holiday, I mean, I would say it's a really complicated, delicate, and tricky subject, because at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, I don't think you're gonna want to go on trips with your partner everywhere. There's gonna be times where you're gonna have to do things separately. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's just as small as maybe she has family that live abroad and she needs to go and visit them. These are something that you need to take in consideration. She might even go with her friends to these countries. So some shit can go down, some things can go down there as well. Because when you really think about it, personally, I don't really have an issue with women going on girls trips because they can go on girls trips for whatever reason, right? Now, if someone is going to cheat, they would find a way to do it regardless of whether they're at, like, let's say your woman stays at home for 23 hours of the day. But trust me, that 1 hour she has free, she'll find a way to cheat regardless. So when I think about girls' trips, I do feel differently about a girls gone wild type of trip, like a spring break type of holiday in Cancun or where it's in Miami or some sort of like a Afro Nation festival kind of thing, compared to if your woman was going to like some sort of touristy, educational, historical sightseeing trip. I mean, let's say, for example, going to somewhere like Egypt to go see the pyramids. In either case, don't get me wrong, a woman can still cheat regardless of which holiday she goes to, whether she's going to see family, friends in another country, historical sightseeing trips, or a party holiday. Either one of those, it doesn't really matter. Because it really doesn't really matter if she's surrounded by good looking guys at the beach or on a quiet touristy trip. and she bumps into one local guy that lives in that country. However, though, there is a higher risk involved with party trips where she might be surrounded by topless guys, alcohol, and a festive atmosphere. And she's going to have constant guys hitting on her throughout the whole evening. It's just that type of environment. Everyone's just looking for fun. Everyone's looking for a one night stand. If you know your girlfriend's gonna be getting hit up on every single moment of the day. And some people can say, well, you should trust your girl, you can trust this. But it's not about trusting your girl. It's just you don't want your woman in that type of environment. It's like you just basically feeding her to the wolves kind of thing, right? And so you don't want so you don't want your woman to be in that type of environment, surrounded by guys always trying to approach her. Plus, if she's on a party holiday, she's likely going to be wearing skimpy clothes. So, you're going to get guys that's probably going to attempt to touch her inappropriately, trying to dance with her, trying to grope her. You know what I'm saying? So why would you want your partner to be in that type of environment and be put in a situation where it adds to those unwanted attention? And for the fact that she's even willing to put herself in that type of environment, knowing that these things happen, you have to kind of question it. And then don't get me wrong, people are going to call you insecure. People are not going to say you're not a man, you're not a real man. But let them say what they want to say at the end of the day. But, I guess it is what it is. You just have to stand on your ground. As a person, you should always establish your boundaries and set your standards for what you want in a relationship. And don't let anyone guilt trip you or shaming you to how you feel is how you feel. And another thing to think about is if she's partying with friends, and most likely she's probably going to be sharing rooms. And you have to consider, what if a friend hooks up with some other guy? And then you have other friends who lead you down that wrong path, influencing to do certain things. Ideally, you want to avoid being with a girl who is easily swayed in the first place, but you also don't want her in situations where she could be tempted. I mean, prevention is always better than cure, right? And that's the principle I live by. So you can imagine that could definitely raise some concerns. I'm not saying all women cheat on these holidays or these type of holidays, but the risk is certainly higher. In terms of my own feelings, I'll be more comfortable with my partner going to see pyramids in Egypt, or let's just say the Taj Mahal in India as one good example, than going to a spring break party in Cancun. I wouldn't mind if she wanted to go on a sightseeing trip with friends, although I know that can be what it is, but at the end of the day, you got to compromise, innit, at the end of the day. So, but for me, really and truly, it's all about the environment for me. It's not much about going on holiday. And I know these things can happen anyway. But to be honest, it's just the environment that you want to put yourself in is the issue that I have. So if she's going on a party holiday and clubbing every other weekend while she's at home, that's definitely a red flag. Rather than trying to, and I'm big on, and don't get me wrong, for me, I'm not here trying to change someone or to tell them how to live their life. Because if that's who you are, that's who you are. You can't change that. And I'm not here to dictate to them how they should live. Me personally, I would rather look at the red flag, weigh up if this is a good investment for me for the long haul. And if I just don't see it adding up, then respectfully, I have to just cut the relationship off and go about my way and find someone that more aligns with my moral. You see, so in that sense, I'll prefer to take a step back and find someone who's a bit more chilled out. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to leave it on that note. Thanks for joining me today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Let's chat in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more info. Until next time, and salute, yours truly.